Hello and welcome to the Evolving Professional by CM Academy. Of course, this is the segment that brings you up professionals from across Kenya, talking about their experience, talking about their loves, and talking about the challenges of their daily experience. So today I'm joined by Brian Thuranira, who is a pupil or was a pupil, now holding over at CM Advocates LLP. He'll be talking to us about his experience, what he has found to be challenges, and what are the joys of the profession that we call law. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you so much.
So, how has been your journey so far?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me. Pupillage has been quite rigorous. Since I joined CM, it has been a system of growth and learning new things. I would say that I have learned so much. I can't put it in just one podcast, but I have been through various departments, learning from different people. For instance, I would like to say a big shout out to my pupil master, 𝐓𝐡𝐞. She has taught me a lot. I've been to various departments, ranging from commercial. For the first 3 months, I was in commercial department, but now I'm in litigation. Where I have continued building my wealth of knowledge from different associates who work within the firm. I would say CM is a big firm with so many people and various departments all over, and it has been a good experience for me throughout learning from various departments. During the first 3 months, it was hard for me to adjust because I was receiving many briefs from many associates at the time, but I learned how to manage my time well and knowing what to prioritize. Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. You seem to have had quite the wealth of knowledge, and you've maximized, of course, your time here at CM Advocates, and you have taken us through what you have learned, and it seems to be, for lack of a better word, a lot. What has been your greatest lesson, or what is that very important thing that you have learned during this process thus far?
I would say that to sum it up, I can just summarize it into three skills or three mindsets that I've developed at CM Advocates. Number one is emotional intelligence, in that it's not really about the law alone, but knowing how to manage people, knowing that law it has various stakeholders. We have the courts, we have the clerks, we have the filing. You have to know how to file. You have to know how to deal with people. You have to know how to, for example, extract an order. You have to know how to make connections in the registries. You have to that humility. It's not about really knowing the law alone, but also knowing how to deal with people. It's not about being the know-it-all, but knowing how to interact with other people, knowing how to handle courts during the deadlines, how you present yourself in court. It's not about just the law, but also how you place yourself out there, how you talk with people, how you connect with them. That's the first thing: emotional intelligence, knowing other people, knowing how to interact with other people apart from lawyers and people you are working with at the firm. Another thing I would say is preparation and planning, especially for litigation. I have had the privilege to work with, for example, our able partner, 𝐓𝐡𝐞 and 𝐼𝐞𝐄 𝐄𝐯, who are really good litigators. I look up to them. They are really there. So one of the things that I've learned from them is the importance of planning. For example, if you have a hearing, you have to practice. You have to prepare yourself for the things that are going to happen during the hearing. The other opposing counsel may come up with something you not know. How do you tackle that? How do you do a rejoinder? Planning effectively will make your case better as compared to just doing it for the sake of doing it. Another thing I've learned, especially for litigation, is how to draft good pleadings. It's not about verbosity. It's not about putting a lot of information. Actually, I remember the first time I did some work for Ambrose, and he told me our firm prides itself for brevity. Like you don't put everything, you don't put a lot of stories. Just go straight to the point, and you will get your orders. The court wants to. Our courts are they are loaded with cases. They want someone who prepares good pleadings, who is straight to the point, not so many stories. Yeah, just good pleadings, and use the everyday language. For example, Ambrose uses this all the time. You'll see, like, from his pleadings, it's easy to understand. It's easy to grasp what he is saying, rather than just having long stories trying to make a point using 3 paragraphs. So brevity in pleadings. Another thing I've learned from CM is time management and discipline. We have a lot of cases. We receive a lot of briefs, and as a pupil, I've had the privilege of doing so many things. So per day you can receive many instructions, and you have to prioritize. You have to come up with a schedule. Which task am I supposed to complete at this particular time? You organize your work so that you beat the deadlines, because the courts, you are given, for example, 14 days to do submissions, and you have another matter. You have many matters, so you have to now prioritize this one. So time management and disciplines, following something through, and knowing how to organize your work so that you beat the deadlines. Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. You seem to have learned a lot. And what I love from the responses that you've given is that some of the lessons you've given are not textbook legal principles. They are just very broad principles on time management and, of course, on emotional intelligence, which can be applied across various professions. So thank you so much. So that will bring us to the next question. Having learned so much, what is it that you've had to unlearn?
Okay. Before I joined CM, there are things that I thought are key or are vital. There are lawyers I used to view, like the people you see on television. You're like, oh, this is a great lawyer. So in practice, it's not like that. There's some really good advocates who are not so mouthy. Sorry to say, they how they showcase themselves. There are some advocates who know so much, yet talk so little. Like you'll never hear of them, but they handle big briefs. So it's not about being so loud. It's about doing your work with precision and doing some good work. You always have clients. You don't have to just shout everywhere so that you can have clients. As long as you're doing good work, clients will always come. They will always come to you as an advocate.
Thank you. Your response reminds me of the principle, or rather, the saying, "Still waters run deep."
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes the most flamboyant of us are not the very best. And you reminded us that you had the opportunity to work with lawyers who we've never heard of, but who are doing very serious and very important work. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the other question that would pose to you is, what have you had to relearn? And especially because you've done there's a lot of legal theory that, of course, shaped you as a lawyer until this time where you had now to practice the law and see how it applies. So in that context, what have you had to relearn?
What I've had to relearn is my research skills. Like I've research skills and organizing your work. For example, if you do a submission today about seeking a disjunction, there is another time you'll need the same submissions to in another case which has almost the same facts.
Mm-hmm.
So organizing your submissions in such a way that when you need them, you can trace them easily and what it's about. Because once you go through the submissions that you did last time, you are able to see the case. It makes your work easier rather than just going to just do the research once again. So organizing your research in such a way that once you have done something, it's easier for you. If you get another similar case, it's easier for you to go and get the submissions that you did. So it will make you'll see actually there are some advocates who can do submissions in 30 minutes, and then there's a good researcher who will do submissions in like the whole day. So you'll find that the most organized lawyer will know how to organize the research. If I do something today, I don't want it to be over. I want to do it. And if I get another case with similar facts, or I'm seeking the same orders, I'll be able to go to the submissions that I did and get the same case laws and just marry to the new facts. So having the good research and organizing my research so well that if I want to retrieve them, I can easily retrieve them and do faster submissions.
Thank you, Brian. You mentioned a very important principle as well, which is organization, which can be applied across professions. So, Brian, there are several emerging areas of legal practice, and with so many things coming up: AI, virtual assets, ESG, which would be environmental social governance. What area excites you the most when we talk about these emerging legal practice areas? What is it that you feel lights up your soul, even as you have this broad perspective?
Yeah, in emerging areas, I've been exposed to data protection. It's quite an intriguing area of law, and developing one, especially with the emergence of AI. So AI development has triggered the issue of data protection. How do we ensure that AI does not infringe the data rights of data subjects? Like, for example, if today I go and do research using ChatGPT, how am I sure that the data that I put in there, AI will not use that, will not give that data to someone else? We are here to develop AI regulations actually as a codified policy or codified act. We don't have an act which regulates AI. And it will be quite lucrative actually to new lawyers who are being admitted or lawyers who are present who are becoming more interested in developing areas. So that's an area that intrigues me right now.
And so according to you, it's both forward-looking and backward-looking concepts.
Yeah.
What would be your advice to a young lawyer, or not even a young lawyer, a young person wanting to come into this space as a lawyer, of course, and as an advocate wanting to practice? What would be that one thing you tell them?
I'll tell them, keep an open mind, be curious, be yourself. Know that you don't have to do what someone else is doing so that you can drive in the legal profession. You can come and just focus, for example, in data protection, do commercial like know what you love and go put your all your effort into it, because all areas of law are lucrative. It depends with how you position yourself and how you network and how you build your knowledge into that practice in that specific area. So keep an open mind, learn a lot so that you can know what you really love, because you can't know what you love if you have not tried so many things. So you may think that you love something right now, but after 5 years, do you really want to do that thing? So keep an open mind, learn a lot of things. Be curious, know what's happening in the world currently. Know what emerging areas are there which you can explore, because I saw a meme that someone saying that if you draw a stone in CBD, it will either land on a lawyer or a single mother. So I would encourage, in as much as there's the perception that we have so many lawyers, there's still room for more. It's just that you have to position yourself and be creative in the area that you want to specialize in.
And in connection to that, what would you say to a young lawyer who is already set? Say, for instance, they are coming into the profession and they are bent on doing, say, criminal law, and they just know they are going to be that. What would you say to them, just based off what you just said?
I would say that if you really, I've seen people who just love litigation from the beginning, and they are till I think it's a matter of how your heart tells you, how exposed you are. It's all about exposure. If you feel that criminal law is what you really love and you put your mind into it, then you can continue loving it as long as it fulfills you, it gives you that will of doing it more and more and more. So if you really love something, don't listen what people are saying. Don't listen to people saying that you'll go to hell or there's some things like that. If you really love something, just go with all your might and you will eventually become successful.
Brian, what you've had consistently from the responses you've given is that law is and seems to be a very rigorous practice. You talked about the research that goes into the preparation that goes into it, and of course the final execution. But amidst all this work, you need to rest, you need to unwind. What would be your views on work-life balance, and how do you manage to create this balance? Because of course we know that all works without play makes Jack a dull boy, and conversely Jill a dull girl.
Okay, thank you for that. Actually, many lawyers suffer from burnout because there's a lot to do in law. So if you're not careful and you don't manage your time efficiently, you'll not have time to rest because there are so many kazi haishangi. Actually, I remember at one point one of our partners said that, hey, just go home and upumzike, because he saw it was around 6 and people were still there, they're still working and all like, and then into nyumbani, like just go and rest because you are able to serve other people when you are energized. So for me, I go out often. I go, I'm a person who loves nature, and I have friends who really love nature. And we go to Gongins, we go to Ololua, we go and recharge. You can't serve people if you are exhausted. You can't give your best if you are tired. You have to know that you also matter. As much as you're serving other people, you're also a person, and you also need time to rest so that you cannot fall into depression, so that you are more efficient if you have taken enough rest and you have had enough sleep. I also engage in social media content creation. If you find me on LinkedIn, I create content. I try to write articles that are not only for the legal professionals or lawyers peke yake. I try to as much as to know about other areas, because I'm also a person. I want to know what's happening around the world without just being about the legal. It's not only about law. Also, I'm also a person. I want to socialize. I want to go out there and also have fun.
Brian, reminding us the importance of taking time off, taking time away to also take care of yourself as you engage in whatever other profession that you do on a day-to-day. Thank you, Brian, for those very insightful responses. I think the question I want to ask you in closing is, do you have any regrets about joining this very noble legal profession?
I do not have any regrets. In fact, it's well with me. I'm so happy in waking up and doing what I feel that I should be doing in life. It fulfills me seeing that I can really help people. For example, there's so much injustice in the world that we really need lawyers. You just go to court and you'll find that there are some people who do terrible things, and it's up to lawyers to stand for the weak in the society. It's up to us to say this is wrong. It's up to us to actually, the people who become prosecutors and who prosecute are lawyers. Actually, the people who draw the judgments and send people, for example, to rehabilitation or in prison for rehabilitation. It's lawyers who become judges eventually. So the legal practice, in as much as it's a lucrative to people practice, it's more of giving yourself to the society. It's all about it's about seeing something is wrong, and you standing out and saying this is wrong. You can stand with this person. It's all about changing making the world a better place, and law is helping me do that in many ways. In either drafting legal opinion, whether it's drafting even those commercial transactions in terms of growing the economy, either through mergers or either in whatever a capacity that you are helping people, because law is a service. Law is not, you don't go and just, you don't buy goods from lawyers, you buy services. And when you are able to help people either become better or be better themselves in terms of registering their companies, or even representing them in courts, either as a defense attorney, or even as a judge or a prosecutor, you're making the world a better place. So it fulfills me that I'm a lawyer, and I'm really looking forward to being a better practitioner every day and learning each day. Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. Law is a service, is the parting shot that, of course, we've heard from Brian Thuranira, reminding us again why the profession is referred to as a noble profession. That has been Brian Thuranira from CM Advocates LLP. And of course, this is the Evolving Professional, brought to you courtesy of CM Academy. I've been your host, Susanna Boata.